just jumping into this first point, I actually don't know any successful people that does not do some form of this, which is breaking down their success.
But we don't dissect success. What were your habits when you were rolling, man? Who were you hanging out with? Where were you going? What were you eating? What were you drinking? How much sleep were you getting? How are you looking at life?
They break down and analyze not just their mistakes, but also their successes to refine that formula. If you don't know why you succeeded, then you will never be able to maintain it. If you're a newbie, you'll just keep riding that winning streak until it stops. That was like me in chess.
We will get out of flow again, and it's nice to have a document to go back and go, whew, what was I doing when I was cruising?
Yeah, when life was perfect.
You know, you see habits and you can change and recalibrate.
When you're breaking down every single thing, can you look like an OCD obsessive person? Yes, but just don't let other people see it. Oh, I was kidding. If you enjoy this, don't forget to like. This next one's actually really fun. No, it's not. This one's about mortality. Why do we want to think about dying? Don't we have anything else better to do? And the reason that mature people do this is that it levels the playing field.
My father passed away from a heart attack, and that was what came to me and how to deal with my relationship with him spiritually, since he was no longer physically going to be here. You got to just keep living.
When you see death, a lot of things like fame, popularity, money, grudges, they all become much more meaningless. Then things like family and good friends, they rise up.
I know my father moving on and passing on from this life sobered me up in a way that I then stepped up and said, oh, you don't have your dad to rely on anymore to catch you.
You're much more willing to overlook the small things and make decisions on what is truly important. Now, another thing that mature people is able to do really nicely is that they're able to separate between wants and need. Clearly separate. If you want pizza, that's cool, that's fine. But if you need pizza, then you might die from a stroke.
My wife and my family, in my mind, and so are non-negotiable. And so the non-negotiable things in my...
Know what your needs are and never sacrifice them. Things that you need in order to be healthy on every level and keep on going. Everything else is extra.
Want her, don't need her. She's a a moonlight tryst. You know what I mean? If you need her,
When you're younger, you kind of mix up these priorities and ended up sacrificing things that are kind of valuable. So that's why this will help you make decisions that you'll regret less. This leads to the last point. The newer people tend to chase after things that are a little more flashy. These are your name brands, traveling, permanent jewelries, and I'm telling you, someone is making bank from this. Before you guys try to like hunt me down for this, these things are good. They're just not as important. Because things on the outside, they can never truly change who you really are.
My life come to me and say, who's your hero? And I said, I don't know, I got to think about that. Give me a couple of weeks. I come back 2 weeks later. This person comes up and says, who's your hero? I said, I thought about it. You know who it is? I said, it's me in 10 years.
If you want a happier life, then you should really focus on having internal goals and actually changing and building up who you are as a person. Let me know what you guys think, and it's even better if you're like, that was actually pretty helpful. And that'd be great. And if you like that, you might like some of my other videos and you can just pop them up because they will pop up.